The truck's engine roared to a halt in the middle of nowhere, dust swirling like a bad omen around the tires. Nicole stumbled out, her wrists raw from the ropes her own father had tied, the taste of betrayal bitter on her tongue. "This is for your own good," he'd growled before driving off, leaving her in the vast Wyoming wilderness, miles from any road, because he'd caught her kissing Elena. She collapsed to her knees, the rocky ground biting into her skin, but it was the ache in her chest that threatened to break her. How had it come to this? Her mind raced back to the small town of Rock Springs, where life had been a careful balance of secrets and smiles. Nicole had always known she was different, but meeting Elena at the community college had turned that whisper into a scream she could no longer ignore. Elena's laugh echoed in her memory, that infectious sound that made Nicole's world feel less suffocating. They'd met in a literature class, debating the themes of forbidden love in classic novels, their eyes lingering a second too long. It started innocently, study sessions that stretched into late nights, fingers brushing accidentally, then intentionally. But in a town where church bells rang louder than personal truths, their connection was a ticking bomb. Nicole's family was the pillar of the community. Her father, a stern rancher with calloused hands and unyielding principles. Her mother, the epitome of quiet submission, baking pies for Sunday potlucks while burying her own dreams. They expected Nicole to follow the script. Marry a nice boy from the neighboring farm, have kids, keep the legacy going. But Nicole's heart had other plans, plans that involved Elena's soft voice and the way she made Nicole feel seen for the first time. As the sun dipped lower, casting long shadows over the barren landscape, Nicole forced herself to stand. Panic clawed at her throat. No water, no food, just the clothes on her back and a phone with no signal. What if she died out here? The thought fueled a fire in her gut. She wouldn't give them the satisfaction. Step by step she pushed forward, her mind a whirlwind of anger and hurt. Why couldn't they accept her? Was love really such a sin if it felt this right? Hours blurred into a haze of exhaustion. Thorns snagged her jeans and her throat burned with thirst. Inner voices battled. One screaming to hate her family, another whispering forgiveness, insisting they were products of their upbringing. But forgiveness, after this, felt like swallowing poison. She remembered the night her father discovered them. Elena's hand in hers under the porch light, a stolen kiss that shattered everything. He'd exploded, Bible verses flying like weapons. "This is unnatural. You'll burn for this." Her mother's tears had been silent, but her silence spoke volumes. Complicity in the name of peace. They dragged Nicole away, Elena fleeing in terror. Now, alone in the wild, Nicole questioned every choice. Had she been too bold? Too naive to think love could conquer prejudice? Night fell, stars mocking her isolation. She huddled against a boulder, shivering, her thoughts turning to Elena. Was she safe? Had she tried to find her? The uncertainty gnawed deeper than hunger. Nicole's resolve hardened. She had to survive, not just for herself, but to confront the lies that had led here. By dawn, blisters formed on her feet, but so did a plan. She'd find a way out, return, and make them face the truth. The wilderness tested her limits. Each mile a reminder of the emotional wilderness she'd navigated her whole life. Hiding her feelings in high school, pretending interest in boys to fit in, the constant fear of exposure. Elena had been her lifeline, pulling her from that abyss. Their first real date, a picnic by the river, had felt like freedom. Whispers of dreams, shared vulnerabilities. But freedom came at a cost. Spotting a distant trail, hope flickered. Nicole pushed on, dehydration making her vision swim. She thought of the mouthwan Tao Duk her father preached. Love thy neighbor, but only if they fit the mold. Hypocrisy burned in her veins. If she made it back, she'd expose it all. The family's hidden scandals, her uncle's affair glossed over, her mother's quiet alcoholism ignored. No more secrets. Finally, after what felt like eternity, she stumbled onto a highway. A passing trucker stopped, his kind eyes a stark contrast to her father's glare. "You look like hell, kid. Hop in." As they drove toward civilization, Nicole's mind raced with vengeance and sorrow. Returning wouldn't be easy. It would tear everything apart. But staying silent? That was no longer an option. In the hospital, for fluids reviving her, she called Elena first. "I'm alive," she whispered, voice cracking. Elena's sobs through the phone were a balm and a blade. They told me you ran away. I knew it was a lie. Reunited in the sterile room, their embrace was fierce, but shadowed by what came next. Nicole's family arrived, feigned concern masking guilt. Thank God you're safe, her mother said, avoiding her eyes. Confrontation brewed. Nicole's heart pounded as she looked at her father. You left me to die because I love her. The words hung heavy, the room thick with tension. He shifted uncomfortably, muttering about tough love. But Nicole saw the crack in his armor, the fear of exposure. This was just the beginning. The real storm was coming. As days passed, Nicole recovered physically, but emotionally scars deepened. She moved in with Elena in a small apartment in Cheyenne, away from Rock Springs' judgmental stares. Their relationship, once hidden, now bloomed in tentative openness. But whispers followed, old friends turning away, family calls laced with pleas and threats. Nicole's inner turmoil raged. Forgive or fight? Each decision weighed like lead. One night, Elena held her as tears fell. We can leave, start fresh. But Nicole shook her head. Running means they win. Her choice to stay and confront ignited a chain of events. She started journaling, documenting every hurt, every hypocrisy. It became her weapon, her therapy. The town buzzed with rumors. The prodigal daughter returned, changed, defiant. Tension escalated when her father showed up at their door, hat in hand. Come home, Nicole. We can fix this. His eyes flicked to Elena with disdain. Nicole's blood boiled. Fix what? Me? Or your image? The argument exploded, words like daggers. He accused her of destroying the family. She countered with truths about his own failings, the gambling debts hidden from the church, the way he'd driven her brother away years ago for similar sins. He left in a huff, but the seed was planted. Nicole's mother called later, voice trembling. He's hurting too, you know. But Nicole saw through it. Manipulation wrapped in maternal concern. The pressure mounted. Society's gaze felt like a noose. At work, colleagues whispered. At the store, stares followed. Yet, in Elena's arms, she found strength. Their love, tested by fire, grew deeper, but so did the cracks. A betrayal loomed when Nicole's best friend from childhood, Sarah, reached out. I support you, she said over coffee. But days later, Sarah's social media posts condemned unnatural lifestyles, quoting scripture. The sting was sharp. Another loss in the name of conformity. Nicole's inner monologue screamed. Why do they fear what they don't understand? Is my happiness such a threat? The confrontation with Sarah hit Nicole like a freight train, unraveling threads of trust she'd clung to. How could you? Nicole texted, fingers trembling. Sarah's reply was cold. I'm just being honest. Think about your soul. It was a punch to the gut, forcing Nicole to question every relationship. In the quiet of their apartment, she paced, mind a storm of doubt. Had she been blind to the signs? Or was betrayal the price of authenticity? Elena watched, worry etching her features. We don't need them, she said, pulling Nicole close. But Nicole's resolve wavered. The weight of societal rejection pressed down, making her wonder if fighting was worth the isolation. Yet, giving in felt like erasing herself. That night, sleep evaded her. Thoughts spiraling into the abyss of what-ifs. What if she'd never met Elena? Would life be simpler, albeit emptier? Morning brought a new blow. An anonymous letter in the mail scrawled with hate. Freaks like you don't belong here. Elena crumpled it, but the fear lingered. They installed better locks, but security couldn't guard against emotional assaults. Nicole's job at the local library became a battleground, patrons complaining about her lifestyle, her boss hinting at transfers. The mouth-wandao duk nod. Stand firm and risk everything or hide and betray her truth. Deciding to fight, Nicole joined a local LGBTQ support group, her first step into advocacy. Their stories mirrored her own. Families torn, loves lost. It fueled her, but also highlighted the stakes. One member, a woman in her 50s, shared how she'd lost custody of her kids decades ago. The pain never fully fades, she said. Nicole's heart ached. Was this her future? Back home, Elena confessed her own fears. What if they come after us again? Her voice cracked, revealing cracks in their foundation. Nicole reassured her, but inwardly doubt festered. Their relationship, once a sanctuary, now bore the scars of external pressures. Small arguments flared over money, over how to respond to hate. Each one a reminder of the toll. The turning point came at a family gathering Nicole couldn't avoid. Her grandmother's birthday. The ranch house buzzed with relatives, air thick with unspoken tension. Her father avoided her, but uncles muttered slurs under their breath. Nicole's blood simmered. When her cousin, emboldened by alcohol, joked about curing her, she snapped. Cure what? Loving someone? You're the one sick with hate. The room fell silent, then erupted. Her father intervened, dragging her outside. You're embarrassing us, he hissed. Nicole stood tall. No, Dad. You're embarrassing yourself by pretending everything's fine. She revealed the abandonment, voice steady despite the tremor inside. Gasps followed as relatives learned the truth. Her mother's face paled, the facade cracking. In the aftermath, calls flooded in. Some supportive, others condemning. Nicole's aunt, long silent, admitted her own hidden orientation. I was too scared, she whispered. It was a bittersweet validation, but the damage was done. Her father retreated into anger, cutting off financial help he'd promised. The loss stung, but freedom tasted sweeter. Elena stood by her, but the strain showed. This is changing you, she said one evening, eyes searching. Nicole nodded, admitting the truth. Advocacy consumed her. Late nights planning protests, writing articles for local papers, pulled her from Elena, creating distance. Inner conflict raged. Was she sacrificing their love for a greater cause? A major confrontation loomed when the town council debated a non-discrimination ordinance. Nicole spoke at the meeting, heart-pounding. I've been abandoned, hated for who I love. But love isn't a choice, hate is. Applause mixed with boos. Her father sat in the audience, face stony. Afterward he approached. You're destroying our name. No, Nicole replied. I'm reclaiming mine. The exchange left her drained, questioning if reconciliation was possible. That night Elena proposed. Marry me. Let's build our future. Joy surged, but so did fear. In a state where rights were fragile, it was a bold move. Nicole said yes, but the decision ignited more backlash. Friends from the group warned of potential violence. Paranoia set in, every shadow a threat. Nicole's mind raced with scenarios. What if they lost everything? The dandoi was clear. Personal happiness versus societal change. She chose both, but the cost mounted. Betrayal struck from an unexpected quarter. Elena's family, previously distant, intervened. Her conservative parents flew in from California, demanding she end it. This isn't you, her mother pleaded. Elena wavered, the pressure cracking her resolve. In a heated argument, she confessed doubts. Maybe they're right. Maybe we're rushing. Nicole's world tilted. After everything? Hurt turned to anger. They slept apart that night, silence heavier than words. Nicole's inner monologue screamed betrayal. How could Elena doubt now? Was their love conditional? Morning brought apologies, but trust frayed. The ordinance passed narrowly, a victory tainted by personal loss. Nicole's article went viral locally, exposing family secrets inadvertently. Her brother, estranged for years, reached out. Dad did the same to me, he revealed. It was a revelation, shifting blame from herself. But healing required confrontation. Planning the wedding became a battleground. Invitations sparked family rifts. Some attended, others boycotted. Nicole's mother showed up alone, tears in her eyes. I was wrong, she admitted. It was a crack in the wall, but her father's absence loomed large. As the day approached, tension peaked. Anonymous threats arrived, forcing them to hire security. Nicole questioned everything. Was love worth this war? Elena's reassurance helped, but doubts lingered. The ceremony was simple, vows laced with defiance. In sickness and hate, Nicole joked bitterly. Post-wedding, reality hit. Job loss for Nicole due to complaints. They moved to Denver for a fresh start, but ghosts followed. Elena's job transfer helped financially, but emotionally, scars remained. Nicole started therapy, unpacking layers of trauma. Sessions revealed deep-seated anger, the need for forgiveness, not for them but for herself. A year later, life stabilized, but a new challenge arose. Adoption discussions. Society's barriers loomed, background checks probing their stability. Nicole's past abandonment resurfaced in paperwork. A haunting reminder. Inner debates raged. Bring a child into this fight? Or deny themselves family? The adoption agency interview was a minefield. Every question probing like a scalpel into their wounds. Tell us about your family support, the social worker asked, pin-poised. Nicole glanced at Elena, the unspoken truth hanging between them. Minimal, fractured. We're building our own, Nicole replied, voice firm despite the knot in her stomach. But inwardly she screamed. How dare they judge us when straight couples with worse histories sail through? Leaving the office, Elena squeezed her hand. We'll get through this. But doubt shadowed her eyes, a remnant of past waivers. Nicole's trust, once unbreakable, now had fissures. Nights brought arguments over finances, over fears. What if they deny us because of me? Nicole confessed, the abandonment echoing. Elena's reassurance felt hollow sometimes, fueling inner turmoil. Work in Denver offered respite. Nicole landed a position at a progressive nonprofit, advocating for LGBTQ rights. It empowered her but consumed time. Elena's nursing shifts clashed, leaving little for them. Distance grew, subtle at first. Missed dinners, curt texts. Nicole pondered. Was this the price of her activism? Sacrificing intimacy for impact? A call from her mother shattered the routine. Your father's sick. Cancer. The words landed like a bomb. Nicole's heart twisted. Hate mingled with pity. Should she go? The mouth wandau duk clawed. Forgive the man who tried to erase her, or let resentment fester. Elena urged compassion. For you, not him. The drive back to Rock Springs was tense, memories assaulting her. Arriving at the hospital, her father's frail form shocked her. Nicole, he rasped, eyes avoiding hers. No apology, just silence. She sat, words stuck. Inner voices battled. Scream accusations or offer olive branch. She chose neither, simply holding his hand. It was a start, but pain lingered. Her mother pulled her aside. He's changed. Seeing you strong. It broke him. Nicole doubted but saw glimmers. His quiet acceptance of Elena's presence. Visits became regular. Conversations tiptoeing around truths. One evening he whispered, I was wrong. Tears fell, a dam breaking. Forgiveness? Not fully, but a truce. Back in Denver, the adoption process dragged, rejections piling. Concerns about stability, the letter read. Nicole raged internally. Stability? After surviving abandonment? It fueled her work, leading to a TEDx talk on resilience. Viral success brought allies but also trolls. Hate mail escalated, one threatening violence. Elena cracked under pressure. I can't do this anymore, she burst out during dinner. The constant fight, it's exhausting. Nicole's world crumbled. You mean us? Hurt turned to desperation. Elena nodded, tears streaming. I love you, but this life, it's too much. The betrayal cut deep, echoing Sarah's, her family's. They separated, Elena moving out. Nicole's apartment echoed with emptiness, mind a torrent of self-blame. Had she pushed too hard? Ignored Elena's needs? Therapy sessions dissected it. Love required balance, not just battle. But realization came late, damage done. Months passed in isolation. Nicole threw herself into work, organizing rallies against discrimination. Success masked loneliness. A new colleague, Jamie, offered friendship, but Nicole guarded her heart. Trust, once given freely, now rationed. Reconciliation attempts with Elena fizzled. Awkward coffees, unresolved tensions. I miss you, Elena admitted once. Nicole echoed it, but pride held back. Inner conflict peaked. Fight for love or let go. The choice haunted. Her father's condition worsened, pulling her back home. Bedside vigils brought family together. Fractures mending slowly. Her brother returned, sharing stories of his own exile. Dad's paying now, he said bitterly. Nicole disagreed. We all are. At the funeral, emotions overflowed. Eulogies painted a complex man, flawed but loved. Nicole spoke last. He taught me strength, even in his weakness. Tears fell, catharsis washing over. Afterward, her mother hugged her. Stay for a while? Nicole agreed, seeking closure. Back in Rock Springs, old wounds reopened. Townsfolk's stares softened, some others hardened. Nicole volunteered at the community center, mentoring youth struggling with identity. It healed her purpose-filling voids. Elena reached out unexpectedly. I saw your talk. I'm proud. Coffee turned into dinner, sparks reigniting. But caution prevailed. We've both changed, Nicole said. Elena nodded. For the better? Hope flickered, but so did fear. They dated tentatively, rebuilding on ruins. Trust mended slowly, conversations delving deep. Nicole shared therapy insights. Elena admitted her own sessions. The dandoi was evident. Vulnerability for connection. Adoption dreams resurfaced, but wiser now. They applied again, armed with stability proofs. Approval came, a hard-won victory. But joy tempered by reality. Parenting in a biased world. As they prepared for their child, society pushed back. School board debates on family values targeted them. Nicole testified, voice steady. Love makes a family, not labels. Applause followed, but threats too. One night, a brick through their window shattered peace. Get out, dykes, scrawled on it. Fear gripped, but resolve stronger. They reported it, community rallying. It was a turning point, solidarity over silence. Nicole's inner growth shone. From victim to victor, but at what cost? Lost friends, strained love, health tolls. Yet worth it? The question lingered. With the baby home, life transformed. Sleepless nights bonded them anew. Elena's smile, cradling their daughter, melted doubts. This is us, she whispered. But challenges persisted. Family visits mixed blessings, her mother doting, others distant. Nicole pondered legacy. Break cycles or perpetuate pain? A major decision loomed. Run for local office, amplify voices. Elena supported but warned. We've got a family now. The tension returned, balancing act delicate. The campaign trail was a gauntlet. Every handshake a potential trap. Every speech a declaration of war. Nicole stood at the podium in Denver's town hall, voice echoing. I've been abandoned for who I am, but I rose. Now let's rise together against hate. Cheers erupted, but so did heckles. Inwardly she quaked. Was exposing her family again worth it? The mouthwash weighed heavy, decisions echoing past traumas. Elena's support was steadfast, but strain showed in tired eyes after long days with their daughter Mia. You're doing good, she said, kissing Nicole's forehead. But unspoken. At our expense? Nicole's guilt festered. Nights spent campaigning pulling her from bedtime stories. Inner monologue raged. Hero or selfish? The price, family time, stung. Opponents dug dirt, unearthing the abandonment story. Headlines screamed. Lesbian candidate's dark family past. Nicole's father, though gone, haunted her. Calls from relatives pleaded withdrawal. You're dragging us down, her uncle barked. Defiance surged. No, I'm lifting truth up. A debate turned vicious. Her rival, a conservative stalwart, sneered. Traditional families built this country. Yours is an experiment. Nicole fired back. Love isn't experimental, hate is. The crowd polarized, applause clashing with boos. Post-debate, exhaustion hit. She questioned her path. Home brought solace in conflict. Mia's first words, Mama, melted hearts, but Elena's whisper followed. She needs you here. The dandoi crystallized. Public service versus private peace. Nicole chose compromise, scaling back events. But momentum waned, polls dipping. Betrayal struck when a campaign aide leaked emails, personal ones about doubts. Scandal erupted, trust shattered. Who? Nicole demanded. Fingers pointed to a disgruntled volunteer, but damage done. Elena's anger boiled. This is what happens when you expose us. Argument escalated, old wounds reopening. They reconciled in tears, but scars deepened. Nicole pressed on, rallying supporters. A key endorsement from a former foe, her aunt, boosted her. I've seen the harm silence causes, she announced. It was validation but bittersweet. Election night pulsed with tension. As results trickled, Nicole held Elena's hand, Mia asleep nearby. Victory by a sliver. Euphoria mixed with dread. We did it, Elena said, pride shining. But inwardly, Nicole feared the cost. In office, battles intensified. Bills for equality faced opposition, late nights drafting. Home life suffered. Elena's resentment simmered. You're never here, she accused. Nicole defended. I'm fighting for Mia's future. But doubt crept. Was she repeating her father's mistakes? Prioritizing image over intimacy? A crisis hit when Mia faced bullying at preschool. Two mommies? Weird. Kids taunted. Nicole's heart broke, fueling fiercer advocacy. She pushed a school policy change, succeeding, but at personal toll, threats increased. Elena's breaking point came during a heated council meeting. Protesters stormed, chanting slurs. Nicole escaped unharmed but shaken. Home, Elena exploded. Enough. Choose us or this. Ultimatum hung air thick. Nicole's inner turmoil peaked. Sacrifice career for family? Or persist, risking loss? She chose family, resigning midterm. Headlines decried quitter. But peace returned. Elena's relief was palpable, their bond strengthening. Post-politics, Nicole wrote a memoir, channeling experiences. It became a bestseller, sparking dialogues. Royalties secured their future, but fame brought scrutiny. Years passed, Mia growing into a fierce teen. Questions arose. Why did Grandpa do that? Nicole shared truths gently, fostering understanding. But Mia's own struggles emerged, questioning her identity. One evening Mia confessed, "I think I like girls." Nicole's heart swelled and ached, echoes of her past. "That's okay," she assured, but feared society's unchanged biases. Support came naturally, but challenges too. Mia's school drama mirrored Nicole's, whispers, exclusions. Nicole intervened, drawing on experience. It bonded them but highlighted cycles. Elena's health scare, a lump benign, thankfully jolted priorities. "We almost lost this," she said post-surgery. Nicole nodded, vowing presence. A family reunion tested men's. Relatives gathered, tensions underlying. Nicole's brother proposed unity. For Dad's memory. But old grudges surfaced, arguments flaring. Resolution came in quiet talks. Apologies flowed, forgiveness tentative. Nicole realized, healing isn't linear but possible. As Mia navigated first love, Nicole guided, sharing lessons. Love bravely but wisely. Mia's relationship bloomed. Facing hurdles Nicole knew well. The ultimate test. Mia's girlfriend's family rejected her. Echoing history, Nicole offered refuge. "Your family now." Life stabilized but reflections deepened. Nicole pondered choices, right or wrong. The damage, the growth. In quiet moments she wrote letters to her younger self. The pain shapes you but doesn't define. Elena's unwavering love anchored her. "We made it," she said on their anniversary. Nicole agreed but wondered at the cost. Mia's activism emerged, inspired by Nicole. Protests together, full circle. Yet doubts lingered. Did her return truly change anything? Or just shift burdens? Mia's first protest was a whirlwind, signs waving under Denver's sun, chants echoing against injustice. Nicole watched proudly, but anxiety gnawed, memories of her own battles flashing. "Stay close," she whispered to Mia, Elena nodding beside. Inwardly, Nicole questioned. Was exposing her daughter to this repeating history's mistakes? The cycle felt inescapable, yet empowering. Back home discussions heated. Mia argued for radical change. Nicole advocated caution. "I've paid prices you haven't seen," she said. Mia rolled eyes. Then why fight at all? The generational clash highlighted Malthuan. Passion versus protection. Elena's mediation helped. We learned from each other. But Nicole's inner doubts festered. Had her choices burdened Mia? Therapy revisited, unpacking layers. A major opportunity arose. A national speaking tour on LGBTQ rights. Nicole hesitated, travel meant absence. Elena encouraged. "You've earned this." But Mia's plea. "Don't go. We need you." The decision tore her. Impact or intimacy? She chose the tour, limited dates. Crowds inspired, stories shared healing wounds. But calls home revealed strains. Mia acting out, Elena overwhelmed. Mid-tour crisis struck. Mia ran away after a school fight over her orientation. Panic seized Nicole. She flew back, heart racing. Searches ensued. Echoes of her abandonment haunting. Found at a friend's, Mia confessed. "I felt alone." Nicole's guilt crashed. "I'm sorry." Reconciliation brought truths. Mia's fears mirroring hers. Post-incident, family therapy bonded them. Revelations flowed. Elena's hidden resentments, Mia's pressures. Nicole admitted. I pushed too hard like Dad. Healing progressed but slowly. Nicole scaled back work, prioritizing home. Gardening together became therapy, simple joys mending. Years later, Mia's college departure bittersweet. I'll fight my way, she promised. Nicole nodded, proud yet fearful. With empty nest, Nicole and Elena rediscovered each other. Travels, quiet evenings, love rekindled. But society's shifts, wins and backslides kept vigilance. A reunion with old friends tested. Sarah, now regretful, reached out. I was wrong. Nicole forgave but boundaries firm. Reflecting on her journey, from wilderness to wisdom, Nicole pondered legacies. The Tunthuang shaped but Tukten liberated. In her final speech retiring from advocacy she said, "Love demands sacrifice but yields truth." Applause faded, leaving introspection. Life quieted but questions remained. Had her choices been right? The answer elusive. As sun set on their porch, Elena held her hand. We survived. Nicole smiled, peace settling. But in her heart the debate lingered. Was revealing the truth worth the shattered lives? Or did silence preserve more than it harmed? Nicole paused, the question stirring the depths of her soul. Regret? It was a complicated beast. Returning had meant confronting the abyss of her family's betrayal, exposing the raw nerves of societal prejudice that ran deeper than she'd imagined. Yet, without that return, would she have found the strength to build this life? The home they shared, Mia's laughter echoing in the halls even in her absence, the quiet victories against discrimination, they all stemmed from that pivotal choice. Inner thoughts swirled. The wilderness had been more than physical. It was the isolation of her identity, the abandonment not just by her father but by a world that demanded conformity. Revealing the truth had shattered illusions. Her family's perfect facade crumbled, relationships fractured beyond repair in some cases. Her uncle's disdain turned to estrangement, cousins scattered like leaves in the wind. But in the rubble new bonds formed. Allies in the community, a network of support that extended beyond blood. The cost to her relationship with Elena couldn't be ignored. The separations, the arguments fueled by external pressures, the moments when doubt crept in like fog. Had she prioritized the fight over their love? Elena's waver during the height of backlash still stung. A reminder that even the strongest connections could falter under strain. Yet, those trials had forged a deeper intimacy, one built on resilience rather than naivety. Mia's path added layers to the reflection. Raising her in a world still rife with bias had meant constant vigilance, decisions laced with fear. The bullying, the questions about her origins, they were echoes of Nicole's past, but Mia's spirit, fierce and unyielding, suggested the cycle was breaking, not repeating. Nicole's revelations had paved a path, however rocky, for her daughter to walk with head held high. Society's shifts played into it too. The ordinances passed, the minds changed, one by one ripples from her actions. But backlash persisted. Rollbacks in rights, voices amplifying hate. Was her truth-telling a catalyst for progress or fuel for division? The debates she sparked continued, forums buzzing with arguments over morality and acceptance. In the end, Nicole realized truth wasn't a panacea. It was a double-edged sword. It liberated her from the shadows, but wounded those unprepared for the light. Silence might have preserved superficial peace, sparing the immediate pain, but at the expense of authenticity. The shattered lives, her father's regretful end, her mother's quiet awakening, the lost friends, were casualties in a war for selfhood. As stars emerged, Nicole squeezed Elena's hand. No regrets, she whispered, though a sliver of doubt remained. The journey had been worth it, hadn't it? The growth outweighed the grief. But the question that haunted her, the one she posed to the world in her writings and speeches, was this. In the pursuit of personal truth, is the collateral damage to others justifiable? Or does true morality demand we bear our burdens in silence to protect the fragile bonds of family and society?